Hello and welcome to Earthquake Tip number 14. My name is Shailesh Kumar Agarwal, Executive Director of BMTPC, and I'm going to present to you all about earthquakes, its concepts, terminologies, and how to construct buildings and structures to withstand earthquake forces through 32 earthquake tips, which are authored by Professor CVR Murthy, mentored by Professor Sudhir Kumar Jain, and developed by IIT Kanpur in association with Building Materials and Technology Promotion Council, that is BMTPC. Through these tips, our aim is to spread right technical information in simple to comprehend language to our professionals who are in the field designing and constructing structures, especially architects and engineers. But before we start, let's make a pledge that any new structure we design or build must be earthquake resistant. This earthquake tip number 14 is on why are horizontal bands necessary in masonry buildings. Horizontal bands are the most important earthquake resistant feature in masonry building, which will be explained to you now. The horizontal bands are normally provided to hold the masonry building as a single unit by tying all the walls together and are similar to closed belt provided around cardboard boxes. Remember, box-like integral action? These bands help building act together like box during ground shaking. There are four types of bands in a typical masonry building. As you can see in this figure, these are gable band, roof band, lintel band, and plinth band. All these bands are named after their location in the building. The lintel band is the most important of all and needs to be provided in all buildings. The gable band, as you can see in this figure, is employed only in buildings with sloping or pitched roof. The roof band is not required in buildings with flat reinforced concrete or reinforced brick roof, as the roof slab itself plays a role of band. However, remember, in buildings with flat timber or CGI or ACC sheet roof, roof band is must. In sloping or pitched roof, the roof band is of paramount importance. Plinth bands are normally provided at the plinth level and are primarily used where there is concern about uneven settlement of foundation soil. As I told you, the lintel band is the most important of all ties, as it ties the walls together and creates a support for walls loaded along weak direction from walls loaded in strong direction. This band also reduces the unsupported height of the wall and thereby improves their stability in weak direction. As you can see in this figure 2A, during the 1993 Latur earthquake of central India, the intensity of shaking in Khilari village was 9 on MSK scale, and most masonry houses sustained partial or complete collapse due to absence of lintel band. Also, you can see figure just below figure 2A, that is this figure 2B, there was a masonry building in the village which had a lintel band. See this thick white strip? This is lintel band. Due to this lintel band, the building sustained the shaking very well with hardly any damage. Now look at this figure number 3 and understand the design of lintel bands. During earthquake shaking, the lintel band undergoes bending and pulling action as shown here. To resist this action, the construction of lintel band requires special attention. These bands can be of wood or of reinforced concrete or RC. Reinforced concrete bands are the best and are normally of 75 mm to 150 mm depth with reinforcement as per span. Now let's see this figure 4. As far as detailing of these bands are concerned, the straight length of the band must be properly connected at wall corners. This will allow the band to support walls loaded in weak directions by walls loaded in their strong direction. A small length of wood spacers if you are using wooden bands, or steel links if you are using RC bands, are used to make the straight lines of wood spacers or steel bars act together. Also, in wooden bands, proper nailing of straight lines with spacers is important. And similarly, in RC bands, adequate anchoring links with steel bars is of utmost importance. There are two standards, Indian standards, namely IS 4326 and IS 13828, which provide sizes and detail of these bands. In case of wooden bands, the size of runners should be at least 75 by 38 mm, and that of spacers should be at least 50 to 30 mm. In case of RC bands, the minimum thickness is 75 mm and at least two bars of 8 mm dia are required, tied across with steel links of at least 6 mm dia at a spacing 150 center to center. This is all about earthquake tip number 14. You can download this earthquake tip from www.bmtpc.org. The next earthquake tip, that is tip number 15, will be on why is vertical reinforcement required in masonry buildings. Thank you very much.